Hi guys, it's Abby. This is a video to, number one, thank you because I just realized that I hit 10,000 views, which is crazy. So thank you for subscribing and watching and thumbs upping and commenting and all that. I wanted to do a video on numerology because I study numerology. I do readings on it. I use it for my own personal benefit, and I thought you guys might be interested in it if you don't study it already, because I know most of you are into astrology and that's why you subscribe to my channel. But I would like to do a series on numerology as well. Probably like the numbers, which are 1 through 9. I think that it works much in the way that astrology does, because astrology for me is just about reading numbers, well, reading energy. It's kind of like the way a thermometer works. A thermometer tells you what the temperature is outside, but it doesn't control the weather. And that's kind of how I always look at astrology. Numerology it was actually created by Pythagoras. It wasn't created by him. What am I saying? It's way older, but he kind of like organized it. You remember the Pythagorean theorem? A plus A squared plus B squared equals C squared? Yeah, that's the same guy. There's visuals in this video. He sort of gets credit for like mathematics, but that's because numerology is considered a pseudoscience, just like astrology is, when in fact astronomy and astrology used to be the same. Just so as you know. In America, although they're considered pseudosciences, in other countries they're like perfectly acceptable. So just keep that in mind if you live in America. Basically, for the purposes of numerology, you're just looking at numbers 1 through 9. Every other number can be added and reduced to 1 through 9. So for example, there's numbers called the master numbers, and those are 11, 22, and 33. But if you add 11, 1 plus 1, it equals 2. If you add 22, 2 plus 2 equals 4. So you're always just reducing numbers. The alphabet also corresponds. So I made this. So if you look at like A, J, and S, they're all number 1. B, K, and T all correspond to number 2. And etc. So this is important because when you're figuring out what's called your expression number, you're adding up your name, your birth name, or the name on your birth certificate. So you kind of need this. Okay, I just want to show you how you can kind of add things. Like for your life path, you're adding your date of birth, so your day, your month, and your year, to reduce to one number. So for example, if you were born on December 31st, 2002, you would add December together, so it's 1 plus 2, which equals 3. 31st is 3 plus 1, which equals 4, and 2002 would be 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 2, which is 4. And then I add 3 plus 4 plus 4, which is 11, which reduces to 2. So you're always just adding and reducing. You can do this, like you can just add December, so 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2, etc. You can do it all like that in one line. I don't do it that way, but there are people that do, and you are going to get down to the same number. I just do it like this because I like to see if there's master numbers or karmic numbers, they're called, etc. The life path is kind of like your sun sign, and the expression number, which is the number based on your name, is kind of like your ascendant. They're a little bit different though. They don't always match up entirely, but you do see similarities. And I made this little sheet here. So this shows the planetary rulerships of the numbers, because they do have rulers. So 1 is ruled by the sun, 2 is ruled by the moon, etc. But they don't really match sign to number. So you can't really say, even though Leo is ruled by the sun, 1 isn't entirely like Leo. It's more like a combination of Aries and Leo, in my opinion, with a little bit of Capricorn thrown in there. 2 isn't exactly like Cancer, even though Cancer is ruled by the moon. It's kind of a combination, I would say, of a little bit of Libra in there, because it's all about relationships. Some Cancer, maybe a tiny bit of Taurus. You know, they're not like black and white. They're shades of gray if you compare them to astrology. So I usually try and think of them separately. It's important to know like what personal cycle you're in. If you add your day and month of birth, so for example, I was born on April 13th, to the current year, you're going to get your current personal year in your 9-year cycle. So if you add like April 13th, 2015, April is 4, 13 is 1 plus 3, which equals 4, and 2015 is 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 5, which equals 8. So 4 plus 8 is 16, and 6 plus 1 is 7. So I am in a personal 7 year. It's important to know because I feel like there's components of numerology that you can't really match in astrology. So a 7 year, for example, is like a really quiet year. Like your solitude is important to you. You're kind of rethinking about your spirituality. You're kind of redetermining what your life means to you. You're recentering, etc. So it's a way more subdued year than, say, an 8 year, which is like all about your power and your finances and your career. But if you were to look at like my astrology, for example, you might not see that. So that's why I like to use both of them. They're really just tools for you to use. That's basically it. That's my little intro. I've done a little bit of numerology on my blog, so I guess I'll leave a link in the box below. But I plan to do a series on the numbers. If you guys have any suggestions or any questions about it, leave them in the comments and I'll take a look. And again, thank you so much for your subscribing and your thumbs up, etc. It means a lot to me. You guys are the best. And yeah, so I will talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.